We're back, folks. Believe it or not, we had a second Sunday snow day that prevented us from getting here and recording.
But just know I still went outside and was watching and snitching on cops. I was like, look at that cop right there. I still spent the hour.
Yeah.
The 2-3 hours.
You still did your civic duty.
Of ratting out cops.
Yeah.
2 cops, and they were like, why are you telling me?
Yeah.
They
were like, actually, you're under arrest.
Yeah.
And you're like, actually, never mind.
I'm
doing a podcast. I know it seems like I'm not.
Can you do the Patreon with me? $5 a month, 5 stars.
So we're back. That means time to start off with some of the headlines from the last week revolving around the cops. Starting with, Ashton, you got the first one?
ICE cops in Buffalo leave a blind and disabled refugee out in the cold to die. R.I.P. Nurul Amin Shah Alam.
ICE cops in Indiana have a man die in their custody. R.I.P. Lorth Sim.
ICE cops in Florida have a man die in their custody. R.I.P. Jairo Garcia Hernandez.
ICE cops in El Paso, Texas are now saying that a detainee of theirs died not by suicide, but by a, quote, spontaneous use of force that was exercised by agents to prevent him from committing suicide. R.I.P. Lunas Campos.
Insane. Cops in Oskaloosa County, Florida, fatally shoot a teenager inside of a Walmart for shoplifting. R.I.P. Hyris Erohe Jones.
Cops in Grand Rapids, Michigan, fatally shoot a man who was running away. R.I.P. Daquan Johnson.
A cop from Hanover, Massachusetts, has been placed on administrative leave after causing a fatal car crash, drinking and driving. R.I.P. Alfredo Alves.
ICE cops in Georgia engage in a car chase that leads to the death of a teacher. R.I.P. Linda Davis.
Cop in Buffalo, New York, is charged with murdering his wife. R.I.P. Alexis Scozalis.
Cop in Hartsville, Tennessee is indicted for sexual battery.
Cop in Pettis County, Missouri is charged with raping a woman at gunpoint.
Cop in Marion, Ohio is charged with rape and abduction.
Cop in Aliceville, Alabama is arrested on child sex abuse material charges.
Cop in Coleman, Alabama is arrested for domestic violence.
Cop in Miami arrested after getting caught trying to meet a 15-year-old girl on a predator catching live stream.
Jail cop in Portland, Oregon is accused of exploiting an inmate for sex.
Cops in Brooklyn, Ohio are facing a lawsuit for punching woman in the face multiple times.
Cop in Milwaukee is charged with using flock cameras to stalk his ex and her new partner.
Cop in Cincinnati kill a dog?
Cops in Orlando, Florida arrest the wrong man using facial recognition, even though the security footage showed the suspect had no leg tattoos and the man they arrested was covered in leg tattoos.
Yes, that was a hoot.
Yeah, so many of these things we've spent time talking about, but they just keep happening. Facial recognition arrested the wrong person again, even though it was clear they got the wrong person. Cops, again, using flock cameras to stalk their ex. Like, of course, they're going to use this technology for nefarious reasons.
I mean, but also, like, fucking, what's the story? Cops, they fucking try to stop a guy from committing suicide by killing him?
Yeah, I mean, clearly, this was right when this detainee was reported dead by suicide. Immediately, people were like, I don't really know about this. So after an investigation, apparently now they're switching up their story. That, I mean, it's just so absurd. Spontaneous use of force to prevent someone from committing suicide. I mean, yeah.
Can't fucking it just makes no sense. It's like a lifeguard going out and then drowning the person they're supposed to save. It's
yes,
like literally insane.
Yeah, and that's, again, if we are taking their word for it. But I'm imagining most probably suicide had nothing to do with it, and they just killed the guy.
Spice up the story. He was suicidal anyway, so
I mean,
it doesn't make you look good.
It's like we talked about recently in another episode about that study that just came out by the California Law Review on that massive study on this quote unquote suicide by cop thing, which is largely turned into a myth, which cops can kill someone and then retroactively get a psychologist to show up in court and be like, actually, that guy who showed signs of depression probably wanted you to kill him.
That's after I forget that is, it makes so much sense. I cannot believe I didn't just think about it for 2 seconds. Suicide by cop. I'm like, oh yeah, people do that. No, they don't. Why would they do that?
Why would they
the fuck
do
would
that?
They do that? That's insane.
Isn't
that
it?
That is insane thing to do. I
mean,
mean,
if you just think about it on a logistical sense, like let's forget, suicide is bad. We know that, blah, blah, blah. You are now ready to kill yourself.
Yeah.
What is the way you're going to go about it that will be easy, simple, painless? It's definitely not trying to get a cop to kill you.
Yeah. I mean, even though, like I said, we do know somebody who's attempted that.
I'm not saying it never happens.
Yeah. But yeah.
You don't gotta call out.
I'm not calling it. I didn't say anybody's name. I just said we physically know. The fact that I statistically know one person who's tried that is, but outside of that, it's.
But that's a crazy guy we're talking about.
The guy we are talking about,
our friend,
is a lovely nut. But goddamn, but I do think it's hilarious that somebody got caught on a pedophile Twitch stream. To catch pedophiles.
Yeah,
he's like, damn it. Fuck! Can I at least get my $5 a month back? I didn't mean to subscribe. I'm sorry. Fuck.
Yeah.
Checked again into the pedophile stream.
Yeah. I wanted more from that story. There were very few details. I mean, I would have loved to talk about that more, but we just got the bare bones of the information from the article. But maybe what we should do is try to find the stream.
Yeah. I don't know.
And that'll be an entire Patreon episode.
I think we can avoid
No. That'll be a Patreon episode. Is us streaming the stream.
I was like trying to find the stream. I'm going to avoid that stream on my Twitch. I don't want to go nowhere near. Nigga, what you doing watching this pedophile stream? Oh, shit, my bad, bro. I'm not here for what he was here for, but what we got this episode?
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about this week. So today we'll be covering first off, a woman with a missing hand being falsely accused of a fake crime. And yes, her missing hand is relevant in this absurd story. We got a lying cop getting off with no charges, a cop faking 911 calls to get back with his ex. We got cops attacking high school students, a jury finally convinced a Chicago cop accused of framing multiple men. We have been covering the saga of the city of Chicago having to pay out settlements from these cops framing people over decades. And we'll talk about NYPD bravely surviving a snowball attack. A lot of y'all might have seen that making headlines around the world.
The ice could be sharp. But Patreon, for those of you who subscribe, $5 a month, 5 stars, baby. We're going to be talking about ICE whistleblower, the ICE chase in New Jersey that sent multiple children to a hospital, and more absurd cases of ICE collaborating with local police. So stick around for that. But
yeah, we got a very ICE heavy Patreon.
We got some updizzles.
Yeah, we also got, before we get into our main news stories, we got some stories that are really updates on stories we've been covering. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about the Phoenix police who went to responding to a 911 call about a home intruder with a gun, went in, and by the time they arrived, the intruder had been disarmed, had been handled, and the cops went ahead and killed the father who had heroically disarmed the intruder and
did their job. Who did their job?
Did their job.
And then he shot
protected his family, did his job,
was
right?
Holding him down. Was like, oh, thank God you're here, and then killed him.
Yes. So the update on that one, we got the body camera footage. I mean, it's exactly what you're imagining. We see there 2 guys are on the ground. The guy seems to be subdued. The family is begging the cops not to shoot. He says, "Let me see your hands," and just shoots. Doesn't wait, doesn't identify himself as a police officer. The entire family was right there. Like there was a toddler a few feet away. And just, again, as we always see, cops fearing for their lives, making split-second decisions, which results in, the general population being killed. And the other update is the lawsuit. So they filed a notice of claim, which is basically apparently like a precursor to the lawsuit, which will be seeking 25 mil for killing the father of this family, Christian Diaz. So RIP to Christian Diaz. We also, if you remember a few months ago, we covered the story in San Diego, the death of Gabriel Garza, where he was at a bar, started going through some sort of clear mental health issue, which resulted in him having to be subdued by his friend and a security guard. So this is very important. By the time the cop arrived, he was subdued on the ground by his friend and the security guard. Cop shows up, turns him over on his stomach, handcuffs him, kneels on his back for 8 minutes without getting up, and Gabriel Garza dies. So another unnecessary death. Another example, 2 examples in a row of a situation being handled by the general population. Cop shows up and now someone dies. Now someone is dead. And the update here is, shocker, the DA finds no wrongdoing for the San Diego police officer. So I don't know this for sure, but I do expect there to be a lawsuit coming out of this if the DA is not going to do anything. Next update, this is back from our very first episode. So over a year ago, we covered in Kentucky, a man named Doug Harless was killed by Kentucky police. Why? Because they executed a warrant to the wrong address. And this is a warrant not for some dangerous person that needs to immediately be dealt with violently in the middle of the night. It was off of a stolen weed eater. So they took a warrant for a stolen weed eater, went to the wrong address in the middle of the night, started banging on the door, broke down the door. Man had a gun ready for whatever was happening outside of his property, and they killed him. And the update on that, grand jury declines charges against those police officers.
What the fuck is there thinking and process? What?
Well, I don't know the exact details, but my assumption here is the prosecutors probably might have not done the best job in presenting evidence against pretty much one of their own police officer, right? They're on the same side of the law. I'm making assumptions here. I'm gonna be clear with that, but these are assumptions based on reality.
Sorry, go ahead.
And lastly, we got one that's not so fucking awful, thank God. But if you remember from a couple months ago, we've covered a couple cops
Faking attacks.
Fake big attacks, little cries for help, right? Cries for attention. This was the cop who was worked at the Colorado Parks and Wildlife, who stabbed himself in the stomach.
Oh my God!
God
you could have chose
damn.
somewhere else, bro.
At least shoot yourself in the leg like that Long Island cop.
Yeah, oh my God.
Stabbing yourself?
That's
Damn,
I'm sure we said
fucking Japanese
fucking
suicide ritual going on over here.
One plot ass nigga. You'll never expect me to.
Yeah, and so the update there is he's convicted of something. I don't even know what, but he's got to pay $16,000. Well, because he cost the taxpayer. There was, apparently a cop has been attacked with a knife. Oh shit! Manhunt for this evil criminal, violent out there. And I'm not against. I said that a little sarcastically, but yeah, find the guy who's out here stabbing people for sure. And but it's a cop. So they got SWAT teams, all hands on deck. So that costs a lot of money. And a rare instance where a cop's got to pay out of pocket.
That's great. And he has to pay his medical bills.
Yeah.
You got a shit bag for the rest of you.
Yeah, that's definitely a death panel in Obamacare, is stabbing yourself in the stomach to get SWAT teams to look for you.
Insane. Why did you choose the stomach?
Yeah.
Your own stabbing? Yo, cops, that's how you know these people are fucking psychopaths.
Yeah.
What? They're not just they're idiots. Stab yourself in the fucking leg, nigga. Your gut? That's oh my God. That's so.
But yeah, apparently a rare case where the judge was like, actually, no qualified immunity for you.
Yeah.
You're going to pay up, bucko.
I'm weirded out through the whole process. No, at no point am I on your side. I'm freaked out every word. Like,
Yeah. And please take all knives, forks, and spoons away from this guy until he pays up.
This shit, that's so crazy. Damn, that did not work out for you at all. Damn.
Yeah.
Rats.
Yeah,
Backfire.
sucks for him. Poor guy. Now, moving on to our first fresh story of this
Going to
episode.
Florida.
Going to Lake Worth
Worth
Beach. Reading here, in Florida, as Ashton said. Reading here from CBS 12. I'm just going to go right into the article. A Lake Worth Beach traffic stop is gaining attention online after a woman was cited for using a wireless communications device while driving. I guess that means that means a phone.
Yeah.
But video of the encounter is now sparking debate over how Florida's distracted driving law is enforced. The citation, issued by a deputy with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office on February 11th around 8:04 a.m. along North Dixie Highway, lists the charge as wireless communication device handheld while driving, first offense. In a video posted to TikTok that has since gone viral, the driver records the stop and questions the deputy's observation. The citation indicates the deputy observed a handheld device while she was traveling northbound on the North Dixie Highway. During the stop, the deputy is heard stating he saw the device in her right hand. The woman says she does not have a right hand and plans to challenge the citation in court. She also has requested body cam footage. CBS 12 has submitted a public records request for the footage as well. So if you're wondering, does she really not have a right hand? Yes.
Yeah.
She really does not possess a right hand to hold a phone with while driving.
She also doesn't have ears. She can't listen to. No, she only missing an arm. That shit is hilarious. What a baller ass. Like, well, funny you mentioned that because I ain't got no hand. Oh, damn.
Like, shit. Oh, whoa.
Fuck.
God damn. Well, for scaring me, I'm still going to issue you the citation. You really shouldn't even be doing that sort of stuff.
That's strange of you to say, seeing as how that shit ain't even here. I know that was like the one time when she pulled that shit out. She was like, what hand?
Yeah.
Oh,
this is a rare case where I actually would suggest representing yourself in court. I think you don't need a lawyer for
Honor,
this.
Exhibit A.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't no exhibit to be exhibited.
Yeah. She's like, if the glove don't fit.
Damn.
Yeah. Poor cop. He's been issuing those citations for whatever stupid quota system I imagine they got in there, and he's just trying to get his numbers up. And what luck you get the one lady on the North Dixie Highway without a right hand.
Unarmed white lady versus cop. 1-0.
Yeah.
Unarmed black people versus cops. Negative 8,624 million.
Yeah.
Yo, this unarmed
really
white
it's a
lady.
blowout, unfortunately.
Yo.
And the article goes on for a while, really discussing the particulars of the law here, because apparently the law in Florida about not being on your phone while driving is really more narrow than the cop was treating it. So in reality, apparently, in Florida, you are allowed to be holding your phone while driving to do many things like access GPS or whatever. You cannot be, quote, manually typing. So you cannot just be, basically you can't be texting while driving is the law. The exceptions is in a school zone or a construction zone where you can't be holding your phone at all. But apparently she was not in those. So even if this white lady did have a right hand,
she still was in the right to use her phone.
Yes.
That is actually crazy.
But to be clear, she did not have a right hand.
He pulled up. He was like, hands at 10. Hands at 10.
Yeah.
Just hand it 10.
Yeah. So the article goes on and on about the details of the law, but it really could have been a one sentence article. She didn't have a damn hand.
And the cop should be fired for just like what?
You're
messing with disabled people. You're lying Also, like the hypocrisy. These motherfuckers have full blown quantum computers in their dashboard.
Dude,
And they're just like fucking.
They got 3 screens, like they're home,
Twitch
like,
streaming and shit, watching pedophile streams. You should, that shit is wild.
And just all around shoddy detective work on this cop. God damn.
Yo, I do love. God, I know that felt good for her to pull out her no arm.
Yeah.
You mean this is just nothing?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's move on to our next story here.
On to California, Sacramento, via KCRA 3, former CHP officer charged with perjury gets diversion due to PTSD. A now retired California Highway Patrol officer was charged with lying under oath about several traffic stops. Prosecutors said that there is a video to prove it, but it is evidence that a jury will not get to see. Instead, former officer Michelle Reinhardt, who faced a maximum prison time of roughly 24 years, is allowed to do therapy for 2.
Oh my God.
That is such a drastic.
Can you imagine a regular person hearing that sentence?
All right, we were going to sentence you to life, but instead, go pick up trash on the highway. Three
Therapy,
months.
I mean, even therapy, picking up trash doesn't compare to therapy.
It's like therapy. First off, all of these niggas need to be sentenced to therapy for 2 years. Like, that is a mandatory, that should be part of the job.
And for the rest of us, it's like a luxury, you know? So many of us wish we could afford therapy.
This guy gets the fun. And like, I mean, this is actually, there's a lot going on with our prison system right now, like our judicial system. And now retired. This guy had he was charged with lying under oth about several
woman cop.
Oh, woman cop is this lady. I got stopped by a lady cop, and I wasn't speeding. Lil Wayne getting his ass beat by the lady cop. But prosecutor said, like, okay, she was 24 years. How much fake tickets was this lady giving out? They gave this lady 24. There's a lot that's, I'm like, look, first off, fuck these police. But damn, 24. She's doing crimes. This is bad. She's affecting.
I mean, it's the most clear way to dishonor your badge is by making up fake crimes, arresting people, or not arresting, but whatever, lying, using your badge to lie, get innocent people in trouble. Like, that is the most un-American thing. If you believe in all the good concepts of America, innocent until proven guilty, that's what we're supposed to be about.
I can still believe that and still think both of these punishment options from the therapy, that's not enough. 24 years, that's way too much.
That's a maximum time she faced.
Maximum time.
Yeah.
But God damn, imagine they hit you with maximum time of 24 years. You're just sitting there and you're like, oh my God, I'm about to shit myself. But 2 years of therapy, that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'll continue.
Cops really turn into fucking prison abolitionists when it comes to them in the justice system. Then it's like,
it's unethical.
They're like, is this really going to fix our society? I mean, really think about it. Really think about it.
You're just throwing a good person away? Yeah.
Are we just going to throw the symptoms of our society's ills into prisons and cages, or are we going to attack the roots of the issue? I'm pleading you to think about this for once.
That's so funny. KCRA 3 investigates take a closer look at why, even though prosecutors say the evidence is overwhelming, this case will not go to trial. It's been nearly 3 years, but Scott Bowl said he remembered it clearly. I was driving south on I-5 in Yolo County. YOLO. He said, Saturday morning. I mean,
she was like, this is Yolo County. You're going to jail because I feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to speed anywhere, it's Yolo County.
Yeah, exactly. I thought this was Yolo County.
Whoa. So I'm wrong here? But Saturday morning, Memorial Weekend, and I know the CHP, this is Scott Bowl speaking. He goes, it's Saturday morning, Memorial Weekend, and I know the CHP is out in force during holiday weekends. So he wasn't surprised to see an officer parked ahead under an overpass. He was surprised, however, when that officer pulled him over. She said she clocked me doing 86 miles an hour. I told her I wasn't speeding, Bowl said. For the first time in his life, he said, got a traffic ticket.
Damn. He's like an older man now. He went his whole life, not even a single damn traffic ticket.
His whole life been born. Just been.
He's a good, upstanding white man in Florida.
I just, all I do, I don't do any crimes. I just mostly just yell at black people on the internet.
Yeah, he's probably one of those guys. I love law enforcement. I support them.
I honestly,
I support her. I petition for her not to get the 24 years maximum prison time. Send her to therapy.
I thought she should have put her knee in my back. But hey. For the first time in his life, he got a traffic ticket. For no reason whatsoever, she singled me out, he said. The ticket came with a $274 fine and a point on his driving record that would cause his car insurance to go up. It hurts when you're on Social Security, and that's your sole income, Bowl said. Damn, lady. Actually, give her the full 24.
Yeah.
Damn, that one sentence changed my whole mind.
Yep.
Fuck you, lady. Hope you fucking don't get picked on the lesbian fucking.
You can just bail on this riff, whatever. I'll give you permission. You can just give up.
Prison.
I was like, lesbian? Where are you? What the fuck?
Yeah, it wasn't going nowhere great. I can admit it wasn't going nowhere.
You really reaching the lesbian softball league.
The scene was building as I was saying.
No, it wasn't.
I was seeing the imagery.
What were you seeing?
Lesbian softball team at the prison yard.
And for the record, lesbian completely thrown in by Ashton. Not a part of this. This was a figment of Ashton's imagination.
Well, if I get to imagine something,
Sure.
it's gonna have lesbians in it.
Sorry, a figment of Ashton's fantasies.
Yeah. Well, if I get to play with my imagination, I'm adding lesbians every time. Okay, every time, no matter what the scenario is.
Well,
and there's lesbians.
Now we know.
What's this? This is mommy. This is daddy. This is the house. And these are lesbians that I drew.
Yeah. Do not call Ashton up to be your witness at the stand.
What
The attorneys would be like, "Oh, judge, this objection. This was not discussed earlier. I don't know what he's talking about right now."
Me doing a Rorschach. Lesbians. Lesbians at a ball game.
Like, all right, 2 years therapy for that guy. That's for sure. We're going to waive the 25-year prison sentence. I know that's going to upset a lot of people. But we think we can be rehabilitated.
But, yeah.
All right, yeah, let's get back. Let's be proper podcasters over here.
Okay. Where was I? Not lesbians. So basically, okay.
A CHP investigation found that Bull was right.
Okay, yeah, that's right. A CHP investigation found that Bull was right, and he wasn't the only driver impacted. Out of the roughly 100 citations Reinhart issued in 2023, a CHP internal affairs investigation found inconsistencies with more than 50. That's half. Sorry, I did the math that came out quick. I'm a smart boy. In the most egregious cases, they recommended the DA's office bring criminal charges against Reinhart. That is how the case was. Eventually landed on Fritz von der Hoek's desk. I'm a supervising deputy district attorney, he said. A grand jury indicted Reinhart on 3 felony counts of perjury. Then the DA's office filed a complaint alleging an additional 3 more counts. The charges were related to 3 speeding tickets Reinhart issued, including Bowles. So basically, Officer Reinhart was writing traffic tickets for offenses that weren't committed and then writing notes and providing testimony on that about things that didn't happen, Van der Hoek said. In investigating Bowles' complaint, the CHP did find a dash camera video of his traffic stop. This was like night and day, Van der Hoek said of the video.
This is like, psychopathic behavior.
You're just lying,
and it's like the effort to go through the lying. Like, not only are you pulling over a person, you already know you're lying.
Yeah.
You're already intentionally lying, pulling them over, issuing them a citation, and then going and providing written false evidence to back that up. Like, how do you go through your day?
You're
being
just trying
like,
to get over. You think you're not gonna get caught. You think you're like above the law because you are the law, and it doesn't matter. You can like.
I guess so. I guess it's just.
It's not like I don't think it's like some mastermind plot to. I mean, we're gonna let's continue.
Okay.
And I'll give you my real beliefs. It's
Okay.
a system. Okay. That was like night and day. Van der Hoek said of the video. Despite the impacts and the evidence, Reinhardt's case came to a screeching halt. The defense filed a motion for mental health diversion on the basis of PTSD diagnosis. These motherfuckers said. She got PTSD. That's why her brain don't work good. She's shaken up. That's why she was writing those tickets.
Yeah.
They literally
Mental health first, y'all.
Guys, California's mental health diversion program allows some charged with crimes to avoid trial and opt for treatment if they have a qualifying diagnosis like post-traumatic stress disorder. Her post-traumatic stress disorder was untreated. Now, what is her post-traumatic stress disorder from? Being scared she's going to lose her job if she doesn't fill the mandatory minimum tickets. I'm going to be homeless if I don't fucking fill these required tickets that I have to bring in every month. So I just make up tickets. Like this all makes so much sense to me when we have mandatory quotas for tickets.
Yeah.
That all made, now, the fact that they got to do this bullshit PTSD.
And it's like, is this a precedent now that a cop can just get away with crimes by saying they got PTSD? Couldn't any cop argue they have PTSD from their job? I feel like all these like the old dudes who'd be like, this generation, they're just not masculine, you know, they're all my mental health, my that's the cops. Yeah. The tough guys you guys all love, that's the cops now doing that. They're doing the like, oh my brain. Yeah. Oh no. What the fuck? Also, why are y'all not, let's like be fucking for real. Are you guys not screening your cops? If this is all bullshit, first off. All obviously lies to cover up, just lying so she can just maintain her job. But if you're gonna go with this lie, then it makes me go, well, why aren't y'all doing like checks on your employees? First red flag, applying to be a police officer. Yes. Actually, you are denied for wanting to have this job. You can't have this job. There should be, if there was actual like reasonable like what's it called, like mental health background checking, the first step, there would be no cops. There wouldn't. There would literally be no cops, because the first step is, you want to be a cop, something wrong with your ass. Yeah. You want to be a cop, you're going to jail. Yeah, that's exactly. We're arresting your ass. Yeah. I know you got some skeletons in your closet. What the fuck you want to come here and just brutalize your community for? Yeah. But her post-traumatic stress disorder was untreated, her attorney explained. In addition, Granucci said that Reinhardt did not purposely lie. She would have no reason to do so. There was nothing to gain, her attorney said. What do you mean there's nothing to gain? What? She would have no reason to lie. If she was just lying for no reason, she'd have to be a real piece of shit. Do you understand what you're implying right now? She'd have to be a real psycho weirdo. So, officer, can you give her gun back, please? Can you please? Yeah. I think she deserves her. She's having withdrawal symptoms right now without her badge and her gun. Your Honor, I would like to bring in the YOLO defense. Your Honor, you only live once. So I think we should all... Give me my gun back. Give me my gun back. Give it to me. Give it to me. Are we really going to throw her in jail for 24 years? Yeah. There's like a psychologist there. Judge, give her gun back. Please. Come on, look at her. She's in pain. She won't. She won't. I promise. In December 2025, Yolo County Superior Court Judge Sonia Cortez granted Reinhardt's request for mental health diversion, although she described it as a very difficult... Shut the fuck up. It was a very difficult decision to just believe this bullshit ass lie. I get in that sense, it is very difficult. It is very difficult for me to try to believe this, but I succeeded. Against all odds, I overcame, and I went ahead and decided this bullshit, I'm gonna let it fly. I'm gonna let this bullshit fly. She does have PTSD, y'all. It's like, that's how easy it is to be a cop and get in trouble. It's just like, all you gotta do is try to lie a little and you'll get out of it. Just try a little. Just come up with something. Something. Give us something to work with. Make some effort. I got PTSD. Sorry. But yeah, so that's the story. Cop goes around harassing the citizens of Yolo County, giving them tickets to meet their mandatory minimum ticket requirements, and then gets caught. She had PTSD, and then they almost threw the fucking book at this lady for real. 25. Which I would have been like, that's a little heavy-handed. We're talking about traffic tickets, right? Nobody died, right? Yeah. She had a rare form of PTSD that impels you to plant cocaine on drivers. We're just now studying this. It's the first of its kind, and we're engaging in research and development on this right now. What's it called? Or if you're gonna like set up your setup. Frame. Frame. That's the word. I'm so sorry. If you're gonna frame the people, your victims, at least it's tickets and not Yeah.
It could be. These cops are doing a lot worse. Why am I siding with cops? Fuck this lady. Fuck this lady.
Yeah, remember this guy is a senior
elderly
citizen.
man who's
First
like,
traffic ticket of his damn life.
Premiums with it. He's like, kind of hard to do on the $54 the government sends me.
Exactly.
Shit.
That's exactly this white guy.
Shit.
Yeah. So let's move on to more ridiculous nonsense. So we're going to Fresno, California. This is one of those stories where I'm like, it's so inconsequential. I almost don't feel like talking about it, but it is so absurd and stupid that we do have to talk about it. This is what we're equipped to talk about. Two comedians doing a podcast about the police. This is what we're actually equipped to deal with right here.
The whole show could just be us talking about cops being freaky boys.
Yes.
And harasser, being sex pest, harassing niggas.
Yes.
We could just
but in new ways that you I could have never imagined. So let's go here. Fresno cop. I'm reading from the Merced Sun Star. Fresno cop who made fake 911 calls to prompt ex to contact him. Because again, right away, you're like, oh, well, how does that even what? How do you do that?
911, my bitch left me. What's your emergency?
I mean,
I just got my bitch took. That's my emergency.
So, this guy, he's facing decertification. So let's read here. A state board that regulates police officers has recommended that a 32-year veteran. All right, I didn't read that really clearly. 32 years?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this man is 50-something at minimum.
Yeah,
at
dude.
minimum doing this old nigga doing
making fake 911 calls to get your ex back. That's a young man's game.
That's a fucking 14-year-old.
Yes.
That is something I would have done.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's an idea you have when you're going through puberty still.
Yeah, I'm not here to say that that's an idea that doesn't come to your mind. But it only comes
How
to
do
my
I get her
mind.
back?
But if I call the cop, listen, when you're a kid and you lose that love, you're down bad. That first love, oh my God, you're doing wild shit. I get it, but this is a 50-year-old. I'm assuming he's 50.
This dude is he's like Cash Patel mentality, right? He's doing it all for his girl. That you're doing too much at this old age of yours. So, 32-year veteran of the Fresno Police Department might be decertified for making bogus 911 calls to harass an ex-girlfriend. I'm going to try to pronounce his name. Apologies to this officer if I get it wrong. Kamuan Kevin Takum. I looked up. It seems to be a Laotian man. So he admitted to making multiple calls to 911 in 2023, according to a letter he submitted to the advisory board on peace officer standards and training, which is called POST. That's the abbreviation we'll be using. He did not attend the hearing on February 5th. Damn, he's skipping out on the hearings. Quote, I take full responsibility of my actions in 2023, Takum said in his letter. I violated department policy and state law, and I am deeply remorseful.
What the fuck?
My conduct does not reflect the standards I've upheld throughout my career.
Did we just see a cop take accountability? What the fuck? I don't think I've ever seen that before on this podcast.
What is he? He's just facing decertification.
Sure.
He's not facing any real consequences.
Sure.
So it's easy to say that.
My bad. Here's my paper. Here's my piece of paper.
Yeah.
Damn.
I would like to hold on to it, but if you really have to take it, my bad.
He was just a day from retiring. He got caught being a sex pest.
His letter pointed to a, stressful time in his life as he cared for his mother, though the letter, including the part that described her illness, is partially redacted. So again, cops getting the most sympathy. Cops get treated like terminally ill children. Like the amount of sympathy we're expected to give cops, they're like in their own like Make-A-Wish justice system, where all of a sudden, he had a sick mom. Could anyone even imagine what it could be like to have a sick mom? No one. Only he knows what that's like. Takum was a corporal in 2022 when he began a relationship with the unnamed victim, Post records say. About a year later, in July 2023, the woman stopped communicating with the officer, records say.
I get it. You fucking 32 years on the force, you're only a corporal? Nigga, come on. Loser.
Yeah. In an attempt to compel her to speak to him again, Tockham made bogus 911 calls of a disturbance at the woman's home where she lived with a young son. Tockham stated he did this because he believed the disruption caused by the police response would prompt victim 1 to reach out to him for advice and perhaps resume their relationship, the Post records say.
Pathetic thinking.
Yeah, a complete delusional. It's also like, you know Always Sunny?
Of course.
The Dennis system?
No.
You know that? So Dennis Reynolds, a character who's literally a psychopath in the show, has a system for like getting women, and it's called the Dennis system. And it's just him. Like the D is like demonstrate value. E is engage physically. N is where it gets to where he is, where it's like nurture dependence is one of the ends. But it's all him being like a psycho manipulator, right?
Sounds like psycho.
But in the episode, he's literally like pretending to be a stalker, like calling and threatening her so that she'll run to him because she's scared.
My God.
It's like that is literally Dennis Reynolds, a canonically psychopath character.
God. Let me take some notes. What? That is horrible. You said call and pretend to be a stalker.
Yeah. Ashton, he's like, wow, this podcast, I get to laugh and learn. Video from the body-worn cameras of responding officers showed the son telling officers that Tockham had continued to text him and his mother. He said the mother
What's your
also...
mama doing right now?
Put your mom on the phone.
He's sending dick pics to mom. I'm thinking, mom, show your mom this. Help!
He said the mother also received calls from others they believed the officer had arranged to get her to attend a party with the officer. His fake phone calls and video of police responding to the home were included publicly in Post records. Fresno Police Department conducted an internal affairs investigation into Tockham, who admitted to making the calls in an October 2023 interview. He was disciplined with a 160-hour suspension, demotion from the rank of corporal, and given a last chance agreement. All right.
Promise not to scare the hoes. I promise. Okay.
Look, we've all been there. A last chance agreement sets out strict guidelines for the officer under discipline. Tockham remains employed by Fresno Police Department. His case next goes to the Post Commission for a formal hearing on March 4th and 5th. If the commission votes to decertify him, the case would go to a hearing before an administrative law judge. So, again, that's the most consequences he faces for harassing a woman.
24 years, nigga. Oh, shit. Or 2 years in therapy. Yeah, he's just like, thank God. I did not want to do therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That would have been horrible.
If I have to do therapy, I'd kill myself.
Oh, my God. Yeah, can't I do the police suicide thing?
Yeah.
Call in. Okay. Yeah, another story of a freaky cop man. But let's go to Quakertown, Pennsylvania. Y'all got to change that name, dog.
Yeah, the Quaker. It's the land of the Quakers, Pennsylvania.
Quakertown, come on. Come on. I get
Shout
it.
out to the Quakers.
It don't even
all right?
sound-
Quakers were some good guys in U.S. history.
Were they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They were abolitionists, early abolitionists. They had principles and values.
Make great oatmeal.
Make great oatmeal.
Good people. Okay, I fuck with them. I just didn't think it was a real. Pennsylvania they just got the first names.
They do, yeah.
We stuck with the first patch. We haven't updated anything.
Yeah.
But Quakertown, Pennsylvania, via ABC6, students walk out in Quakertown, ends in arrest after confrontation with police. And there's a video. I wouldn't watch it unless you like seeing kids get beat up. Then watch it. Look, if you're Cat Williams, you might like this video. But a student-led walkout protesting ICE escalated into a confrontation with police in Quakertown, resulting in multiple arrests, including several students and one adult. The walkout began as an anti-ICE protest, with students walking through town while police monitored the situation. It remains unclear how the fight started, but by the end of the incident, 5 to 6 students and one adult were under arrest. About 35 students from Quakertown High School walked out around 11:30 a.m. despite warnings from school officials not to hold the event. That's not how walkouts work, guys.
Yes.
The school's not like, All right, see you later, kids.
Yeah.
Of course they're gonna be like, they're not gonna listen to you walk out. What the fuck? But video from the scene has raised questions about what occurred. In the footage, a man wearing a brown shirt, identified by sources as the Quakertown police chief, is seen putting a girl in a chokehold. This is the police chief.
Yeah,
as
police chief got
Like,
a teenage girl in a chokehold.
Oh, this is who they take their lead from. Set the example. He is not in uniform, which we are told is not uncommon for him.
Okay, we are told it's actually he loves to walk around not in uniform, choking out children.
Police chief, he doesn't give a fuck about any of the rules. That's what makes him the chief. That's why he was.
You gotta respect it.
Damn. I want him to be the boss, but
I mean, this is such a. I mean, you watch the video. I mean, yeah, obviously, you don't watch the video if you don't want to, but it's like, it's just so absurd, like what police do and don't do in the U.S. Like, at what point, when you're surrounded by children that you are fighting, who are protesting ICE. That and you got a literal girl in a chokehold. Are you thinking?
Am I the bad guy?
I'm happy with the decisions I've made in my life.
This is what I want it to be. This is where I saw it. This is what it's all for, baby. I think they just might be evil, bro.
Yeah,
I just think that it might be their worldview. This is good. This makes sense to them.
Yeah,
and
look, cops are pro ICE. They see teenagers not even disrupting. Look, it's a walkout. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is it to you?
It's the ego of thinking you're the line between chaos and order, and I got to make sure. Like,
if I don't power bomb these teenagers, who knows what could happen?
Just fucking making noise. But the video continues as the man falls to the ground. It's unclear how the confrontation started.
That's the other funny part, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you again. That's the other part is the kids start kind of holding their own.
What's up, nigga?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Like, I need backup.
I'm getting my ass beat. That is kind of one of my dreams, just to fight like a bunch of kids. But but like not.
We've learned a lot about your fantasies on this episode.
I don't know. Two lesbians are there as ring girls. hammering away at these fucking kids. Get over here, little nigga.
Yeah, and the announcer.
I'm not doing it. No, I'm with y'all on ice. I'm here for the kids.
Yeah, the announcers have to mention, like, by the way, audience, Ashton wanted to let everyone know that these are lesbians. These women are gay. For some reason, Ashton, it's written here that I have to say
two
that.
women. You would have.
For some reason, that was deemed relevant for me to include.
Kid got me in a chokehold. I'm like, tell them they're lesbians. Quick! Is he tapping out? No. I just want to make sure it's clear. They're lesbians.
And this whole production was 100% paid for by the man getting choked out by children right now. Everyone in the audience was paid to be here.
Send me this. Tag me.
Yes. And he has struggled finding a streaming service to purchase.
I didn't think these little niggas was going to be this strong.
Apparently, it's scheduled for a YouTube release, as he couldn't convince Hulu to purchase.
You can catch me at Netflix. It's a joke. We're going on tour now.
All right, we gotta get back to this.
I'm shaken by it. Witnesses who asked not to be identified said they watched the incident unfold from a nearby restaurant. Hey, don't tell nobody else. Don't tell nobody I saw this.
Yeah,
but I'm shaken by it. They were children. That's the crazy part when cops have guns. It's like you see a cop beating up on a fucking kid. It's like, I feel like I'm supposed to stop this, but I can't.
Can't.
Then I would be in trouble. Then
you don't even want the news to mention your name.
Yeah,
which I totally get.
Yeah, because now the fucking in whatever town police department is going to be on your ass.
Quakerstown.
Just a bunch of nigga in wigs. Sorry. For some reason, I got Pennsylvania locked into time period.
Yeah.
Police released a written statement saying some students were disruptive. throwing snowballs, and damaging cars and property.
Wait, yeah. But right before that, read the line right before that.
Another witness said the man started to attack the students, and that when the other students intervened and tried to get him to stop, sorry, I read that wrong. And that's when the other students intervened and tried to get him to stop. The kids got more balls than these fucking restaurant goers.
So the witnesses are saying basically that the cops' version of the events are wrong. The only witnesses they got are saying, no, it was the adult that started attacking the children.
Police released a written statement saying some students were disruptive, throwing snowballs and damaging cars and property. In the statement, officials said some students began blocking traffic, prompting additional officers to respond, and said some individuals assaulted officers. Witnesses disputed that account. That's so crazy. Just witnesses disputed that account. Mm-hmm. The situation was completely escalated by the police, and it was extremely jarring to watch, a witness said. Insane.
Yeah.
In fucking insane. That they can just, every time, it never fails that they just lie. Yeah. When it's not even when all else fails. When you've tried nothing, lie.
Yeah.
When it's your first two, we lie, deny, lie.
Yeah.
Lie.
The game has just started. It's 0-0. What do? Foul. Yeah. Draymond Green. That's all the cops.
Push him down.
Green.
I ain't push him. Yeah. No. It's just like you said. It's like this is what your job has come to. It's like, who did you take on today? Who'd you take on today, Dad? The cartel, MS-13? Actually, PS.
The pedophiles and the Epstein files?
It's actually PS-13. I got my ass beat. Don't talk to me. I'm a little triggered by kids right now. But that's the story. A bunch of kids doing the right moral thing, getting fucked up by our state-sanctioned fucking weapons against the humans. I don't know how to even describe these people anymore.
Yeah. This is what we pay cops to do. Now, we're going to move on to Chicago. So, a little backstory, a little context here. We've been covering this saga on our pod of these two Chicago cops back in the day. We're talking 80s and 90s, who apparently were just going around literally framing black and brown people for murder, torturing them to get false confessions, covering up exonerating evidence, and putting them in prison for decades. Now everyone is looking at all of these arrests these two guys have made, exonerating people who get to leave prison after 30 years, 20 years of their lives have been stolen. And yeah, they're getting $1 million settlements. Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? And who has to foot the bill is the Chicago taxpayers. And that's creating, on top of everything else, budgetary issues for the city of Chicago. So it's just an absolute absurd place to be with a backdrop that is extremely dark. And so out of these two police officers, one of them has been convicted of a crime. It was a different crime, not this. And now we're going to the other one, who for the first time, a jury has found him guilty of something. But let's just dive in before we keep discussing this. So, reading here from the Chicago Tribune. A federal jury has found that disgraced former Chicago police detective Reynaldo Guevara coerced a confession and manipulated evidence in a 1989 murder case, awarding $750,000 to a former Latin Kings gang member who spent 17 years in prison for the crime.
$750,000 is nowhere near worth 17 years of your fucking life.
Nowhere near. Like, if you got 17 years stolen from you, I need enough money to where I never have to work again. Yeah. Like that, the rest of my life should be a paid vacation from the state.
I need enough money where I never even know. 17 years? Like, I don't even think about those 17 years, which I don't know if there's enough money to do
There's not, but at the very least, like, let me retire. Like, give me a retirement. I have to get a job again after this shit.
And it's, I mean, I know it's the story we're talking about, but it's like, oh yeah, we would give you more, but we kind of got to give it to these other victims. We're bankrupting the city, paying out all these victims we've made.
Yeah, I'm sure. Actually, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna guess that because he was gang affiliated, that probably is might have been a reason he got much less of a settlement than other victims of these officers. But let's keep going here. After a which I disagree with, to be clear. Like, again, even if you are gang affiliated, 17 years in prison for a crime you did not commit. Yeah, you owe me, So after a 3-week trial that featured Guevara invoking his constitutional right against self-incrimination, the jury late Thursday found in favor of the plaintiff, Jamie Rios, on 6 of 7 counts against Guevara, including that he fabricated information from confidential informants, coerced Rios' confession, and withheld evidence from Rios' criminal trial that he'd beaten a key witness. The jury rejected, however, the request from plaintiff's attorneys for a whopping $40 million in damages, awarding only $750,000 in compensatory damages, which the city must pay, and get this, no money in punitive damages against Guevara himself.
What? He's like literally setting people up, lying, and like he's committing crimes.
Case after case after case after case.
A literal laundry list of crimes this man is committing, and he's no punishment whatsoever.
Yes, against multiple victims.
Why, how is it?
It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
The level of corruption that they can just like that stories like this can even exist. The fact that on its face, it's immediately like, oh, we should like put this dude's head on a spike and leave it outside the city.
Yeah.
But instead, it's like, you just gonna go be at a Luby's. You catch him at a Luby's, or like he's just able to live his life in fucking
terrorizing communities. And these articles never really go into this. They never go into what we really are looking at, which is 80s and 90s Chicago police, essentially a race war, going into these communities, rounding up people and stealing their lives from them, and these are not one-offs. They were serially doing this. This was what their lives were. We're gonna go to war against this community and ruin this community. So. Back to the article. The mixed bag verdict is the first jury decision in a Guevara-related lawsuit since the 2018 trial in a lawsuit brought by Jacques Rivera. Okay. So I think I was wrong earlier where I said this was the first jury decision. It's the first one since 2018. So that person was rewarded $17.5 million for the 20 years he spent in prison before he was exonerated in 2011. To date, and listen to this carefully. This is insane to wrap your head around. To date, there have been about $141 million in verdicts and settlements in some 12 lawsuits against Guevara, with at least 37 more cases pending in U.S. District Court.
They're going to bankrupt Chicago.
And this guy's just going to spend the rest of his life fucking pleading the fifth in court and just not receiving any real consequences. This dude is still living on a pension, retirement in Texas.
Insane.
Yes.
Now, maybe it's probably because if this guy faces any punishment, he's like, the city is gonna have to look at other fucking cops who are doing the exact same thing.
Because the city's what do we even do with this? It's impossible. It's impossible for us to provide. What's the word I'm looking for? Reparations for all this. Restitution. Yeah. And look, I'm not an expert on any of this, but I would imagine all the wealth in America. We could easily go into the federal government and find funds to help the city of Chicago try to provide some justice for all these people who had their lives stolen from them. So, back to the article. While the jury's award to Rios was one of the smallest in any Guevara lawsuit so far, it does not reflect the total amount of money the case will ultimately cost taxpayers. As of December 31st, the city had shelled out more than $1.1 million to outside law firms to defend the Rios case, city records show, and that figure will climb much higher once the final bills from Chicago are tabulated. So this is another interesting thing to me, and to me, this is where the city of Chicago is guilty because, again, they continue to hire law firms, which more bill to the taxpayer to defend these dudes.
Clearly,
This guy has 37 more cases. You're gonna hire lawyers to defend every fucking one of this guy's cases.
He should absolutely be having a public defender provided by the city.
Yeah,
and
not even that. He's costing the taxpayer. He should have no public. He should have to pay for a public defender.
That is. He should be a slave to these people. We get one slave now. You don't.
That's fair. That's fair. One, just one
slave, and it's this guy. You are
two. The other guy. Let's make it two. All right. We'll make it two. So that figure, the 1.1 mil to outside law firms, will climb much higher once the final bills from the trial are tabulated. Because the city took the case to trial, taxpayers will also likely have to foot the attorney's fees for the plaintiff, a figure that must be submitted and approved by the judge. The latest trial involved allegations by Rios, an admitted former Latin Kings gang member convicted in the June 27th, 1989 shooting death of rival Spanish Cobras gang member Luis Morales on Northwestern Avenue. Rios' attorneys contend that the case had gone cold when Guevara, who at the time was a gang crime specialist, not a homicide detective, inserted himself into the investigation by claiming two confidential informants had figured Rios as the gunman. Guevara and two colleagues, Mason and then Detective Ernest Halverson, orchestrated a frame-up by coercing one witness to identify Rios by beating him with a phone book and flashlight, and another by threatening to charge him with obstruction, according to the plaintiff's allegations. Rios, meanwhile, gave a court-reported confession to the murder after detectives slammed his head into a table and threatened to take away his kids. This is the shit they were doing in the 80s that the Chicago police was doing
this level of
to these communities
that they enact on people. Like this is anybody just having the ability inside of you to slam somebody's head on a table. That's just that one instance. Yeah. You are a cracked out, tweaked person who needs to be. If that is in you to do that one time, these guys were doing this on a systemic scale, on a fucking regular basis. And
this was their fucking 9 to 5. And was this shit?
People with that type of psyche and mentality are just roaming around, supposed to be protecting us. And why are they protecting someone this demonic, this evil?
Why is the city of Chicago still forking over all this money to defend this person? They don't have to go to outside law firms, expensive-ass law firms, to defend this guy.
I didn't realize this guy was 82 years
old. So let's keep going here. Guevara, 82, who retired in 2005 and is still pulling a $91,000 annual city pension, has testified multiple times in post-conviction proceedings and lawsuits over the years, but it's become much more rare since he first began invoking the Fifth Amendment some 13 years ago. So this man, for over a decade now, is just going to trial, pleading the fifth, not saying shit, not cooperating, and we are uncovering decades worth of lives, like decades stolen from so many victims. And not only is the city still paying for expensive law firms to defend this guy, they're still paying for his pension. He still gets his retirement. You can't wrap your head around this shit.
It's just a complete, utter from top to bottom failure of the justice system. And it's the symbol. It's a symbological failure of the justice system, and how it's still going on, and still it's like watching a train wreck happen, and then it's like, oh my god, a train wreck happened down there, and then but you're still letting that wreck happen, and still like, oh,
and you're watching them like get more trains to go.
Give them the back.
It is like
put
that.
more black bodies in front of the train.
Yeah. Unlike in criminal proceedings, attorneys are allowed to argue in a civil case that a defendant invoking the Fifth Amendment is doing so to shield himself from potential criminal liability. His testimony last week in Rios' case, taken remotely from San Antonio, Texas, where he now lives, came just days after the city's attorneys recommended aldermen spend $29.2 million to settle 4 separate lawsuits tied to the notorious ex-detective. In his 30 minutes on the stand, Guevara invoked his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination more than 80 times.
It's like at this point, this guy's never going to see any type of punishment. He's lived his fucking life. He got his racist rocks off to fuck with black people, throw him in jail, and now it's all, the reckoning is happening now, but it's like, it's at the end of his life where I want to see officers caught in the moment while they're doing it, not when they're fucking 82 and have lived a literal life of crime.
Yeah. Yeah, I did some cursory research trying to find the numbers. So we got this guy, Guevara, and the other one who's pretty much in the same boat is a guy named Sergeant Ronald Watts. Same thing. They both have so many cases of framing black and brown people in Chicago, and the exonerations are piling up, all these settlements that is putting a strain on Chicago's budget. And combined, if you take these two offer settlements, we got over $285 million cost to the taxpayer of these two people who are not facing jail time, who are just enjoying their pensions.
And it's funny because it just goes to show that, like, white supremacy, the tools of white supremacy can be used by people of color. Because
of course,
Ronald Watts guy is a black dude, and this fucking Guevara nigga is Hispanic. It's like,
and they're very useful. They're like actually very useful because they're a lot of the times the ones willing to dive headfirst into it and be like on the front lines, be the infantry. It's sad. It's psychologically interesting, I guess, to say the least. It's some sort of phenomenon going on.
I mean, it's like the typical, the police department, policing in the system itself is a tool. It's the white supremacist tool. The laws surrounding it, all of it make that target. This is the apparatus that we use to target black and brown communities. It don't matter. The person doing the target, it can be black and brown. It's still fucking racist that you're targeting black and brown communities. Yeah. It's only even more insidious that you're doing it to your own people. What kind of fucking dark ass shit is this shit?
Crazy.
It's
stuff to try to wrap your head around.
Two guys, and I know there's more because I'm looking up these pictures of like who these guys were, and they're smiling in all of them. That's what makes me upset. They're literally smiling and just like walking down the street, just normal guys, like everything's normal. It's like, what the fuck? They just get to live their life while being able to crater Chicago. Chicago can't build schools, new roads. I mean, they can, but like this is affecting it because it literally is an infinite money glitch, or not an infinite. It's like they're a money pit. Yeah, just these two dudes. That's fucking wild. Yeah, and then everybody wants to make O Block act like it's bad. No, nigga, it ain't Chief Keef. It's these niggas.
Yeah, they found God. Give it up to O Block.
Chief Keef is great. Chief Keef's an upstanding citizen.
Yeah, I wish a joyful and solemn Ramadan Kareem to O Block. But let's move on. We got
Muslim. Ironically, Lil Durk is Muslim, so I believe.
That's apparently I've seen just on social media that a lot of the people who all that era centered around have converted
to Islam.
Yeah,
alhamdulillah.
Yes,
but we going out. We ending the show back in the city of New York. Fox 5 NY. Sorry, it just triggered me. The Fox 5, the Fox. I knew I was about to like start talking to a girl, and she's a journalist. I was like, "Where you work at?" She's like, "Fox." I was like, "Oh my god!"
But it local. What was it? Fox 5 local?
No,
or was
I
it
don't.
Like
I don't.
Fox?
No, it was.
Or was
it's
it like
in New York?
Tucker Carlson, Fox News?
I don't know. It just said Fox. She just said Fox.
It's a big difference.
She didn't say Fox 5. She just said Fox. I was like, oh.
Ooh.
Well, catch you later.
Yeah.
But go wait. We here at Fox 5 NY. Suspect in New York City snowball fight released. Assault charge dropped. Thank fucking God, bro. You bitch made ass niggas. I'm sure y'all already saw the massive snowball fight. The snowball fight that happened in Washington Square Park.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and read the article. The 27-year-old man accused of throwing snow and ice at NYPD officers during a chaotic Washington Square Park snowball fight has been released on supervised release after supervised release. Like, I better not see you pick up a fucking. I'm not allowed to go near us.
He's got like 12 ankle monitors. He can barely walk. He's got 2 drones hovering over him at all times.
You better not fucking pick up a snowball.
Yeah.
The cops say I can't.
If I see so much as ice in your drink, motherfucker, you're going down.
Lawyers say I have to sit in only room 72 degrees and above. I can't. Released prosecutors declined to pursue assault charges. Guzman Colbali, sorry if I'm butchering your name, walked out of a Manhattan courtroom Thursday after the charges against him were reduced. Prosecutors said they could not prove the officers suffered physical injuries.
Yeah, no fucking shit, dude.
Pussies. Oh my God. That's so crazy that they sit here. If you can't handle a snowball, you cannot handle being a cop, my boy. That is literally.
Yeah. It's the two diametrically opposing narratives we're supposed to believe about cops is that they're tough, and they're here to protect us and save us. Yeah. And at the same time, if you throw a snowball at one, you will injure them.
They're fragile, crippled. Oh no.
And you will send them to the hospital, apparently.
Thank God a cop is here. No, I'm scared too, nigga. They throwing snowballs.
Look, I don't have the authority to say this, but I'm just gonna say it because they keep saying snow and they keep saying and ice and ice and ice. I didn't see any fucking ice. Yeah. Say that. I saw them throwing freshly. That was the day it was snowing. That is fresh snow. It is soft. It is fluffy. It is beautiful. That's all I saw in the videos. There was no ice yet on the ground to throw.
And this narrative of like the ice, this narrative like that the media is doing, or that the police unions, whoever the PR spokesperson for the police, this narrative, I don't think they understand. They need to hire a new person because it doesn't. They're treating us like, I don't even want to say idiots. It's like, they think we're this stupid?
It's their job. Like it. I mean, I agree. Like it is PR. Like a big chunk of police's budgets go to PR, which is hilarious on its own. Yeah, that they would need that. School districts don't have that. Yeah, fire departments don't have that. Police departments, our taxpayers go to fucking police PR.
We need a marketing team.
Yes, we are. And this is what they do. We are seeing our tax dollars at work, seeing this horse shit about ice being thrown and injuring officers and sending them to the hospitals. It is fucking laughable.
And that's when I, as a police officer, would get that statement and be like, "Can we get another?" This makes me sound like a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. No, it makes me sound like I can't handle a snowball. Like I'm clearly. It's so it infantilizes the police. It makes them look like babies and like not these the armed, strong forces that we fucking that need to protect the cities. It makes them look weak. This makes you look weaker than you think. And also it makes you look like incredibly disingenuous because you're sitting there trying to tell human beings who we grew up with snow. Or I mean, I'm from Texas, I ain't grew up with snow, but like, we know what snow is. It's this
you live in New York.
Pillowy.
Yeah. You're in New York.
Thing kids fucking make snow
Kids
angels.
have snowball fights. Children have snowball fights.
That's so funny though.
But like to respond to what you're saying, it's like I don't think yes, there's the obvious perception here that you should be worried about as a cop. Oh, how are we going to be perceived if we are acting like snowballs are a threat to us? But I think what becomes before the worry about perception is just the ego of like, oh, these kids disrespected us. Nah. No, they will have to pay. They will have to pay for disrespecting us.
And then that makes it only doubles down on how bad you look. Because the city's watching. I remember watching Fox News stories on this, being like, they're like, these violent, there's rocks and ice and they could be hit with anything. It's like, y'all are, it gets to a point where you're reaching so hard that you look, I know you have to frame everything, your bias. I don't know how they still move like trying to act like there are these objective voices when they're clearly biased. It's like you sound insane. Like you sound insane trying to frame this as like some violent attack against the police when it's snowball fights. Do they go into a ball pit and be like, oh my God, these violent 8-year-olds are throwing balls. We had to shoot. We had no choice but to. It just,
we regret to the family, no one likes losing a child, but you understand. We had to
take the L. It's not even an L.
It's not even an L.
Throwing fucking snowballs in a snow.
It's just a snowball. You went to a snowball fight.
Yeah, you walked in the middle of a snowball fight, got hit by fucking snowballs. Had the nerve to be like, and then they're like, this is the victim. It waters down their entire, doesn't even water it down. It just makes it null and void, makes them feel like the boy who cried wolf or whatever the fuck, or like
it was not a snowball fight in a nursing home. It was a snowball fight at a park, which brings me to another thing that the local news is never gonna bring up, which is that it was at Washington Square Park. Imagine if there was a snowball fight happening just a few blocks away at Tompkins Square Park, where the white people in East Village like to go and hang out, where when it was 2020 and people were going out to the parks and partying during the lockdowns, the cops went in like full Imperial March regalia with tanks past Tompkins Square Park, where the white people were partying, into Washington Square Park and clearing that shit out. I am 100% sure if there was a snowball fight happening at Tompkins Square Park, they would have gone and did their whole propaganda piece, throwing the snowballs back with the white people, being like, well, isn't New York a great town, great community? But all of a sudden in Washington Square Park, it's dangerous, life-threatening snowballs of economic of disturbances that are being caused.
It's so funny to me. It wasn't until this moment, until you said that I even recognized there was a racial difference in like but no, it's all I'm like, I can't even deny it. I'm like, well, Tompkins, I don't even know where Tompkins Park
We've had me and you have had times in Washington Square Park.
That's what I'm saying. When Washington Square Park flashes in my mind, all I see is just dirty ass grinding. All the motherfuckers who ain't allowed in their house right now. I'm not allowed in my house right now. I got just dirty dreads and nasty nigga.
All right, you are sounding like the NYPD right now. What are you doing?
I would have locked them gross ass.
We like to use the phrase people of color.
You enlightened me. You showed me that wasn't a difference.
It's black people, Ashton.
It is. You're right. Joffrey's right.
It's black and brown people.
Washington Square Park is filled with a bunch of dirty.
No, what?
I get Joffrey's point.
Good.
Tompkins Park, good park. Washington Square Park, dirty nigga park.
Yeah, Tompkins Square Park, just some people trying to enjoy some bagels.
No. When I think of Washington Square Park, I just do think of like just those dudes in the corner with their skateboard. They're like ripped shirts, skateboards, freestyling. No baths. I don't know if this is a color. I don't know if Washington Square Park is a color thing.
You're going to have to start submitting your riffs to me before. This undermines our whole show, what you're saying right now. You realize that, right?
Nah, it is.
It's just black people. It's black and brown people.
No, it ain't. It's everybody.
It is everyone.
I don't think Washington Square Park is. I just think it's everybody, but it's like where.
All right, we're going to go this weekend. We are going to walk through Washington Square Park and then walk through Tompkins Square Park. You will see a difference in the demographics.
I think I don't see it. I don't see Washington Square Park as like I see this, like I said, everybody.
It is.
But is the type of particular everybody? It's the dirty of the everybody. It's like the grimy.
Okay,
I'm out here. I'm doing art.
Say
I'm musty, nigga.
There's probably more unhoused people hanging out at Washington Square Park.
I'm not even. See, now you're adding extra. I'm talking about.
What are you saying?
Dirty niggas. Not dirty niggas, but like dirty people, like gross out. I'm saying it wasn't until this moment. Yes, Thompson. I didn't mean to.
Clearly, you have not wrapped your head around this yet, and you're processing this in real time. I wish not out loud into the microphone. But yes, there's a difference in demographics between these two parks.
Understand when I say niggas, I don't mean black people. I just mean. That's how I speak. Just general people.
Sure. Yes.
But yes, it wasn't until this moment.
But we are talking about race right now. So it does make it a little confusing in this context. When he's when you use that word, I'm not gonna,
I
speak
do.
how you want to speak. But I'm just saying.
It was to this moment that I think that I recognize the clear socioeconomics. How about that?
Yes.
Is that a better fucking?
It is. It is better
Socioeconomic status
than dirty ass. Yes, that is better. That is better.
He's grimy ass.
Yeah.
What's it? Fucking Rage Against the Machine looking ass niggas that be at the port. Okay, that's
better.
That's how I viewed the separation of the two parts.
Yeah.
Just sorry, I didn't mean to put us off track like that.
That's
but,
fine.
I'm glad we got clear. I did need that cleared up though for myself.
We're gonna go visit these parks this weekend, and we'll experience the difference. We've hung out at look, and I think it even says the fact that me and you have hung out at Washington Square Park together multiple times, and not Tompkins Square Park.
I know.
We are Exhibit A of what I'm talking about here.
I completely understand that they chose the one where it's more black and brown people. It's more lower economic status, you just said, than Tompkins Square Park. No. There is a socioeconomic difference. Obviously, it's not like a straight 50-50 black and white racial divide, but there is a socioeconomic difference between the general populations of Washington Square Park and Tompkins Square Park. Yes, I guess you
can. Will you accept that,
I
Ashton?
do, I do, but I guess I was coming in from the angle of, obviously you can't separate class and race, but I didn't see it as a Washington Square Park as a specific race thing. Since I see everybody there, I did see it as a socioeconomic college kids who just are like ain't got no 18-year-old kids who ain't got no job, no money or whatever, and they just hanging out at the park skateboarding.
Yes, true. But as it's that is a better way to frame it because it's also a more accurate way to frame like who the police police. Mm-hmm. They police the poor.
Yes.
Which that is more accurate than saying they police racial minorities. Obviously, in America, it's America, so there's a correlation there.
Can't separate it, like I said, class and race. But
yes.
Well, I'm glad we worked through that.
I'm glad too.
Glad we
now we can get back to snowball fights.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Listen, this is how I have fun on the podcast. By completely derailing it with nonsense. But, wait, where were we? I have
no idea.
I know where we were. Prosecutors, sorry, I'll just start right. This is a big, long-ass run-on sentence. The 27-year-old man accused of throwing snow and ice at NYPD officers during a chaotic Washington Square Park snowball fight has been released on supervised release after prosecutors declined to pursue assault charges. Guzman Qualaby walked out of a Manhattan courtroom Thursday after the charges against him were reduced. Prosecutors said they could not prove that officer suffered physical injuries directly caused by his actions. Qualaby had initially been charged with assaulting a police officer after being taken into custody early Thursday morning at his Bronx home. I hope you got some good quality, what's it called when like some sympathy pussy. I hope they didn't do you dirty and after they took you in for that snowball fight. You was an innocent man. Let me suck your anyway. But
anyways. But
after reviewing body-worn camera footage and social media video, prosecutors downgraded the case to obstructing government.
I'll take it over. But after reviewing Ash's got his head down. But after reviewing body-worn camera footage and social media video, prosecutors downgraded the case to obstructing governmental administration, a misdemeanor, and harassment, non-criminal violation. What began as a social media call for a massive snowball fight quickly escalated when officers arrived to manage the crowd in Washington Square Park. Video from the scene showed police severely outnumbered as packed snow. Well, of course, and I hate this, they're outnumbered. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Yeah, it was a snowball fight. You showed up to it.
And bitch, you in a park.
Yeah, of course, you're a public park. Anyone's going to be outnumbered. Anyone who shows up to the park is going to be outnumbered by every fucking else who's there at the fucking park. Fuck.
Sorry,
God, I hate this fucking news. God damn. Anyways.
You're outside and people are like,
I'm outnumbered
shit,
by
oh fuck.
Surrounded by 7 billion people. Video from the scene showed police severely outnumbered as packed snow and chunks of ice. Again, I didn't see no chunks of ice.
Yeah, this chunks of ice thing is like.
I think they're taking it from the police's like.
They're just calling snow ice.
Yes,
they're just calling snow.
Well, they're doing what local news does. Like the police will put out their statement, and the local news will just accept their statement as reality. And I think that's what they're doing here. I didn't see any fucking chunks of ice thrown in their direction while they attempted to leave the park. The NYPD said multiple officers were injured. And again, the NYPD said multiple officers were injured and taken to a nearby hospital in stable condition. The Police Benevolent Association maintains those officers remain on leave as they recover.
Wow.
PBA President Pat Hendry condemned the incident. Quote, "This was no few kids getting together for a snowball fight." Hold on, let me change my voice for this. "This was no few kids getting together for a snowball fight. This was an attack on the uniform that these police officers wear so proudly every day. They came after these police officers, pelting them with ice."
Lucky I wasn't there. I would have made a couple snow angels myself.
Qualbilly's attorney pushed back, arguing the video does not show a criminal attack. Quote, "We've all seen attacks. We're all New Yorkers. It didn't look like an attack to me. Did it go a little past jokes and fun? Was it possibly a little disrespectful to the police? Yeah."
Who said that? Was that what was that?
The attorney for the kid who they arrested for assaulting a police officer.
I liked how the news was like, "Are you going to condemn those men? Are we going to sentence them to life?" Or when they were talking to Mom Donnie, and Mom Donnie was like, "No,
yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about?" If I was this officer, I would not want this. I don't know. Put me back out there. Don't you're making me look like a little bitch right now. I'm like, what do you mean? I have to take. I'm like recovering and like they using the term stable condition.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
like the heart monitor. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, thank God. Oh my God.
I'm like, dude, if the cops themselves should be fighting against this narrative because it makes them look like little bitches.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what I'm saying?
I've seen those cops. We've seen all the fucking roided up cops. Like they can handle a fucking
literally
snowball.
saw a cop who was so roided up, they had him on a leash. They literally, I'm not even kidding.
You tell this story.
I literally.
I don't know. I question this story.
No, I'm not kidding. It was at the BLM protest. We were in the front line. It was the protesters and the cops. And there was a line of cops. And
this was like at Barclays when it started?
Yeah, that's where we started. But this was like later that night. The first line of cops, and then the second line of cops was just one big swole.
Did he have a juggernaut helmet on?
No, but he didn't have a strong ass bald head. He had like a strong bald head.
His head had muscles.
It did. That's how like it was one of them. He was like just like necked up and just like he had a brown leather belt around him, and this tiny, this like black fat cop was like holding him like that. I'll never forget this. I swear to God, I'm not making that up. I swear to God, I'm not making that up.
Look, it was a crazy night. You know, a lot of stuff went down. You know,
he literally was like,
"Wasn't this the night you got hit in the head?"
Yeah, I did. That's what it had it right before it. I had it right. I got hit right before. I got hit right after.
Okay,
I got hit right after. That's what I was like.
Not to victim blame you.
Right when I was that was all in that moment. I was like looking. They were about to release the
juggernaut cop.
He just runs through us and crap. He's not even a gun. He's he's just like mowing us down via
just running, runs through building, fix the wall, just keeps going,
never stops. Only thing that could take him down. If only I had a snowball, I could have just.
He slips on ice. He dies. Oh shit!
Damn.
R.I.P.
No. Fucking $50,000 in roids right down the. No, I swear I'm not making. I swear to God, that is genuinely what happened. He was in the second line. I was like, Jesus Christ! And then, like 5 minutes later, they like turn around. I turn around. I just get hit on the head by a cop.
Yeah.
But, well, folks, That's the pod.
That's the episode.
That's the pod.
Thanks for listening, and we're about to hop on our Patreon.
Patreon.
So please
Join us there.
think about subscribing. More
Bye.
of this. More of this.